Hello, everybody, and welcome to DVD Friday. Some of the people who tune into this channel might be going, God, you're going into too much. There's stuff here that anybody knows. Keep in mind that this is a vinyl community channel, is where I started this and what I still consider this, although I like to cover DVDs and old-time radio as well. But there are a lot of folks who may not be aware of some of the things that some of my viewers are. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on what sort of movie this is that we have today. In the 1960s, a director who's a great inspiration to Tim Burton by the name of Mario Bava made a film called The Girl Who Knew Too Much, or The Evil Eye. It's known under both of these titles. That was the first in what would trend as what they call giallo thrillers. Gialli is plural. Giallo is Italian for the word yellow, and the representation of it, calling these yellow movies basically, is that there were a series of paperbacks that were distributed at airport terminals, bus stations, things like that, train stops, long time ago, galaxy far, far away, somewhere in Italy, throughout Italy. And they were mystery thrillers, and on the exploitative side, kind of serialized in the vein of what would be known as penny dreadfuls to more of us. So these films coined that term, and they were heavily inspired by Hitchcock initially, which is why that named The Girl Who Knew Too Much, because the man who knew too much. The films typically would have a combination of English-speaking and Italian-speaking stars, do multiple language phonetic English shoots and phonetic Italian shoots, and get dubbed and put out to the world where they could capitalize on having star power from multiple markets, just like the spaghetti westerns. First person who really got these popularized in the United States on a grand scale is Dario Argento, and it's my favorite giallo that we're featuring from him today, and is I think his, let's see, he did Bird with Crystal Plumage and The Cat o' Nine Tails, and this is his fourth giallo film. But Bird with Crystal Plumage is what really launched him to critical success in the United States. This film was seriously edited when it was initially run in the United States. The version that I have is really inexpensive to get nowadays. It's the Anchor Bay DVD, which is widescreen, which is the extended cut. Has all of the extended scenes from other markets that were available in English, and for the few scenes that were not dubbed in post when they were making the English version, they've provided subtitles and an Italian audio track. So it's kind of a composite version that I have, and it's still a really stunning movie. It's extraordinarily visual. Typical of these films, they will be a mix of really intricate editing, beautiful photography with almost a ballet of the camera, lush use of color when they're filmed in color, which was most of the time. The Girl Who Knew Too Much was black and white. And they'll be highlighted by scenes of overt sexuality and excessive violence. So they will be on the stronger side compared to most American films of the day, comparatively. Are they excessive by today's standards? Well, they kind of voyeuristically leer at some of the violence sometimes, but that's typical of Italian cinema anyway. And really, is it different when you're on one subject and kind of dwelling, or if you're on 5,000 subjects and doing, Army of the Dead or whatever, and the gore is nonstop there? It's just a different thing. The film stars David Hemmings. Those of you who are into Rick Wakeman will know him from the narration to the Journey to the Center of the Earth album, but he was a renowned actor and was in lots and lots of movies. Opposite Daria Nicolodi. It features music by the extraordinary Goblin. This was the first soundtrack that they did under the name Goblin after leaving behind their prog rock name of Cherry 5. And it's a really great album. So a lot of people have the album, have never seen the film. I do believe the film is well worth seeing. Again, it's one of my favorites. It's very artsy. It's very interesting and weird. And if you haven't seen it and you don't know what the twist is at the end, sit through it, and you're going to want to back it up to the beginning, because you're going to find out that you were shown something outright, probably, that you didn't even notice. And that was another highlight of Argento's earlier films, is he would show you, he would tell you on camera who the bad guy is from the very, very beginning, and you'd miss it. But now that we have video, it's not just a matter of, oh, I'm going to show you in an exposition shot at the end. It's a matter of, go ahead, back that up. Look, it was there. You missed it. So that's kind of cool about them. All right, so here's the trailer for Deep Red, also known as Profondo Rosso, and music by Goblin again. So do be sure to check out that soundtrack, a great prog rock soundtrack, even if you're not into the film.
You have killed. And you will kill again.
You're getting closer and closer to the most unnatural kind of death. Beyond shock.
What was that?
Beyond horror into total terror. Murder runs wild. Blood runs cold. Deep red.
The conjecture is that an act of bloodshed was once committed in that house.
What is it?
Didn't you hear that?
No, what was it?
I don't know.
Everywhere you look. Everywhere you turn. Death is running with you. Deep red. It'll put you into deep shock.